Welcome to RPG Book Club, a podcast where we play a little bit of a video game and talk about how it makes us feel. I'm Sam.
I'm Bernard.
And I'm Trish.
And today we are concluding our playthrough of Live Alive, covering the final chapter, The Dominion of Hate. But first, before we get to all of that, how was everyone's week?
It's not been a week. We were so excited about this. It's been, 4 days?
Yeah.
Normally, at least one of us will wait until the day of to get around to playing. But we all finished, yesterday.
Yeah.
And we were we want to talk about this.
Bernard said, this chapter, if you want to do all the things, is pretty long. So I was like, okay, I'll get started early and I'll play an hour or two tonight, which was Thursday night. And then I stayed up until 6 o'clock in the morning because I just didn't want to stop, and I just kept playing.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I did my try and true thing of being like, "Oh, I'm on a date with someone doing this. They're showing. I could just be playing. I could play Live Alive in the corner while I'm watching this show. I'm watching Columbo. I can play Live Alive while I'm watching Columbo. Then just the best finale happens.
Live Alive should have a Columbo pastiche chapter.
Oh my god!
A murder mystery chapter. That would have been so good.
What if this sells so good that Square is like, all right, 35 years later, Live Alive 2, go make 7 new things.
I think the ship has sailed on that.
Yes, they would just hire Satoshi Tajiri, not Tajiri, Satoshi Tajiri for the Octopath team. And Octopath 3 would just be that much better. It's still crazy to me that the director of this remake is one letter off from the creator of Pokemon. I'd have to double check every time the credits roll.
So, as for what I've been doing over the past 4 days, many years ago, probably 13, 14 years ago, my alma mater did a production of Legally Blonde, the musical, and I saw it, and I remember thinking that was fucking great. But then I never revisited it, because I didn't really have any way to revisit it, except I could have listened to the music, but I didn't. And then the other day I was like, I wonder if there's any sort of official professional recording of it. And turns out there was one made in 2007, and it's on YouTube in full. So I was like, hell yeah. Let's see if this is good. So I haven't watched all of it yet. I watched the first fourth of it, and it's really fucking good. In some ways, it's clearly from the aughts, but it's still good.
That's awesome. I really want to give it a try. I Legally Blonde is one of those movies I say I haven't seen, even though I probably technically have. It's been on TV, and I was in the room, and my eyeballs were at least a little on it. But I don't count that as having watched a film. It's not in my brain anywhere. And I'd like to go back and watch it, because I've heard it's a really good movie that a lot of people I know really like. And I've similarly heard the musical is also well-respected and enjoyed. And I would like to give it a try, so I'm really glad you did that.
The opening number of Legally Blonde the musical is just so strong. It opens so well. Other than that, have I done anything? I've mainly just been playing Possum Boy over and over and working on our secret next project in between that. Every time I play Possum Boy, I find a big problem, and I'm like, Sam, there's a big problem. And he's like, oh yeah, that'll take 10 seconds to fix. And then 10 seconds later, it's fixed.
Yeah.
But I gotta find him before we can fix him.
I was 15 minutes late to recording because I was spending 15 minutes of fixing one of those things, because that's about how long it takes me to fix one of those things.
Yeah, they're all easy fixes, but gotta find them first. So we're looking to release next month. So I have a sort of a goal of doing a complete playthrough every day until then, which doesn't take too long because I know what characters say. I can just skip through most of the dialogue and just see how certain things fit together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Broadway,
Gargoyles.
So Wicked came out last year, the movie, and Scarlet and Storm are obsessed with it, as they rightly should
Good.
be. The movie is fantastic. And so we're going to, when the second half comes out later this year, we're all going to go as a family. However, there is a production of Wicked currently in Madison, and so
Oh,
every Sunday when we do Kid Switch. So far we've only had 1 month, and 2 of those 4 weeks we haven't done anything on Kid Switch Day, but moving is hard. So eventually we will always do something as a family on Kid Switch Day. And I was like, oh, that on Sunday they have a matinee for Wicked. We should go and watch in the theater. Watch Wicked. The kids would love it. Why is this small time Midwest version of Wicked still a $250 goddamn dollar ticket?
oh,
What the fuck?
what?
Yeah, pissed me all the way off. I was prepared to splurge and be like a $50, $60, $70 ticket each, but no, I'm not.
I mean, I haven't seen a tour in a long time, but that feels really expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
especially because we have Wicked at home, and Wicked at home is really good. So yeah, blows my mind that it was that expensive.
I once saw Wicked on stage for super cheap because my mom and I were on vacation together in Toronto, and there was a production of Wicked, and we were like, "Hey, we can't actually go to Wicked because we spent our money getting to Toronto, but let's go get in the lottery line because sometimes shows will have the lottery line where you can get super cheap tickets if you're lucky, and we got it.
Hell yeah,
That's awesome.
But wow, I did not in Wisconsin.
in Wisconsin.
I mean,
like yes, we're in a college
gosh.
town in Wisconsin, so like things are different here than in like the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. But like
The rest of Wisconsin.
yeah, even Madison is fairly like middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. So yeah, it made me so annoyed, and the fact that there isn't a well, technically I know it exists because the both the Korean version and the West end version have and I only know this because I watched a compilation of comparing all of the different versions of Popular and all of the different things. My kids are obsessed. I've seen a lot of things. But the West End version and the Korean version are multi-camera, highly polished versions of it. But of course they're not for sale anywhere. They're just for an archive somewhere. And it pisses me off. Like, why not? Like, it's passive income. Just put it up online. Make it expensive if you want to. Like, make it $90
$20
download.
rental, well, I wasn't gonna say 90.
I wasn't going to say rental. I was going to say like a $90 like to purchase on iTunes, or a $20 rental, that sort of thing. Like, make it expensive. I don't care. But the fact that like I have to go pay $1,200 for my family to see Wicked versus
and you have to just hope there's going to be a production of Wicked.
yeah, you have to hope that it's there. You have to hope that everything goes smoothly. Like, imagine you get there in a line and like they break their leg literally like right before they go on and they cancel the show. And it's like, it's so fickle. And like theater snobs being like, that's the point, is it's ethereal. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm glad that you have that. But gatekeeping it from everyone else is ridiculous. Scarlett doesn't know numbers yet. Like, they don't make sense in her brain. So she was like, wow, that seems like a lot. I was like, yeah, would you want to go for 3 hours to watch Wicked, or would you want 2 Nintendo Switch 2s? And she goes, oh, 2 Nintendo Switch 2s easily. I'm like, yeah, 100%. It's not even close.
The live aspect of theater is of course amazing.
Yes.
But I just think, once a big Broadway production is over, let me see a recording of it. I can't go to New York and see it live anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like football games have figured it out. Like, you can't, like, there's a blackout sort of thing. So like maybe you can't get it in like in New York for like an extra year or something, because you go and watch one of the other off-Broadway productions or whatever. Like maybe they have that or something to like preserve the live aspect of it. But like as soon as one of the cast members retires, like if they announce that they're retiring, the next one you do should be for multicam and you record it so that you have the original cast recording. It's stupid. I hate it.
But you can watch Legally Blonde the musical in full on YouTube. I don't think it's a legal official upload.
Nice.
So you might want to get on that. But
yeah, I will absolutely.
But that's there at least.
But other than that, I've had the kids for all 4 days, so I've just been dad. So I have nothing else to do.
You've been dadding it up?
I've been like, we literally were recording when the kids were dropped off, and I just dropped them off at their mom's and we started recording again. It has only been kid time since last time. So I have not done much at all. What about you, Trish?
Let's see. I worked a few more shifts at my job. I like it still. I like working in a library a lot. My wife came in to see me during a shift, which I was like, oh, it's my partner, and I had a fun time. And I like literally have been fantasizing a little bit, like bringing other partners to there. Might be using some of my paycheck money to get a hotel room so one of my partners can come for a visit next month. Also, so she can come over and we can go see both Superman and Fantastic Four in theaters, because apparently Fantastic Four is really good.
Right?
I keep hearing that. I'm like, that can't be true. What the fuck are you saying? But okay, sure. I've never been a Fantastic Four girl. It's not my thing, but I also have deeply wanted Fantastic Four to get a good adaptation, because Fantastic Four is kind of like one of the most comicsy-ass comics that's ever existed.
I think it was Matt Zoller Seats saying the film looks good. Like, the cinematography, the production, the lighting looks good. And I'm like, what?
I know,
That's
on a Marvel
insane.
movie? Yeah, so I'm very curious.
Yeah, me and Storm were going to go watch. Also, it's like an hour and 45 minutes long.
That's great. That's
for a Marvel
so good.
movie. It's so good. I love that so much.
I miss when all movies weren't 2 hours.
Yeah. Me and Storm were going to watch Fantastic Four on Saturday while Scarlett was at a birthday party, but none of the showtimes lined up because her birthday party was also an hour and 45 minutes long. So if we could find one that like started close enough near, and we could it would be over in time for us to go get Scarlett, but there wasn't anything close, so still haven't gotten around to see it, but I will probably see it with a partner on Tuesday.
Awesome. Also, it feels weirdly good that like those like Superman and Fantastic Four, the movies that are out right now, that like, and they've seemingly both gotten fairly good adaptations. Like, I normally would not conflate them too much, but they're both kind of the start of their universes in the comics, and they're both like the happiest, most fun version of that universe, kind of.
And also have struggled with getting a film adaptation that everyone likes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It up until this movie, you could genuinely say the best Fantastic Four movie might be the one that Roger Corman made.
I was about to say the same thing. that
like,
was my
that's
favorite.
a bad sign. That's not good. Yeah, no, I am like trying to poke my brain about what else I've been up to, and I've mostly just, again, there's not that much time has passed since we last recorded. Oh my god, poking around things in my brain. I guess the only other thing I can think of is today I've been taking every Saturday for the last couple of Saturdays for a while. One of my partners, I've been taking her through Amphibia, which once again, getting on my Amphibia propaganda. I think the best animated series that the Disney Channel ever produced. It's fucking great. I love it, and going through it again has been wonderful. And we got like to the halfway mark of season 2 yesterday, and normally we wait a week, and then I was like, I'm looking forward to the end of season 2, and I was like, would it be bad to ask for us to do another date tomorrow? And she was like, yeah, of course we could do another date, doing more tomorrow. So today we watched the second half of season 2. so we could get to the last episode, because I genuinely, the last episode of season 2 of Amphibia is one of the best season finales I've ever seen. It made me cry again, which I didn't think it was going to. It's delightful. It was so good.
Speaking of scheduling things early, because we were really excited about the ending of A Piece of Media.
Yeah. A piece of media.
So, yeah, let's do that.
A cloud of red mist appears on the chapter select screen. It's time for the finale. We select the red mist and are given the option to choose one of the 7 heroes, or Orsted, to take the lead in the final chapter. If we choose Orsted, we get a completely different chapter, which is cool, but it is also pretty short and there's not a lot to it, so we'll just talk about that in memorable moments. Anyway, whichever hero you choose, we see him, or maybe her, but probably him, unfortunately.
Excuse you, I'm in this call.
I'm just saying, by the numbers, unfortunately,
I know.
Probably him. Going about their daily life after their adventure, until the voice of Odio calls out to them, taunting them for their continued faith in mankind despite its sins.
Wait a second. Trish was like, excuse me, I'm in this call. Obviously you picked the girl. So then I was like, wait, I'm agender and I picked the robot. So I think
Yes.
I think we accidentally gendered our way through this chapter.
Yes.
And since we're saying who we picked, I picked Akira, even though I didn't particularly like him in his chapter. But he has healing.
He's an interesting protagonist to have for this chapter. I think. I'm sure he had some interesting dialogue for the end.
Yes, he did. I'll bring that up when we get there, because yes, he did. It was good. I like him actually now.
Yeah.
But anyway, our hero finds himself or herself in a empty void. As they run through it, we see flashes of the world's different eras. Eventually, our hero finds some stairs, ascends, and finds himself in the Dominion of Hate, which we recognize as an empty and desolate Lucrece. The Dominion of Hate is full of powerful enemies, but there are powerful allies to be found as well. The other 6 heroes have also been summoned here, and if we locate them scattered throughout Lucrece, they can join us in searching for the truth of what the heck's going on. Recruiting them all takes some time, but it's necessary to reach the true ending. Although you can recruit them all, but you are limited to 4 party members at a time for no particular narrative reason, because that's how the battle system works. You have to, if you get your party full and you switch someone out, you have to trek all the way back to wherever you found them at first to get them back in your party, which is pretty annoying when there's random battles.
Yeah.
There's random battles, and they have to be with you to do their bonus dungeon to get their ultimate weapon. So, of course, I was cycling through them all, and I happened to do the one whose dungeon was very close to the place we got to go. But I had swapped them out with someone literally at the top of the mountain, and I had to go all the way across the entirety of Lucrece just to go get the person that I needed for the ending.
Yeah, so as Sam mentioned, there's 7 optional dungeons, each one housing an ultimate weapon for one of the heroes. And these dungeons rule, and
they're so good.
You'll want to do them because you want to level up all your guys and equip them well if you're going for the true ending. This chapter is so cool. It's so much fun. There's so much good mechanical stuff to do. A lot of these chapters, because they're so short, it feels like you never get to dig too deep into the mechanics, but this is where you do, and it's good.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Street Fighter Boy, his chapter's over before you can hit level 3. He rules at high levels. Like he was like my favorite, and I did not necessarily care for playing as him during his chapter, but yeah, he was like my main damage dealer. It was awesome. I love.
He's super useful. He's great.
His whole thing is he's the strongest.
It's true.
whether you decide to do all that or not, you just got to go to the top of the mountain, grab Hash's sword, and then you can use that to access Archon's Roost, which is where the plot happens. So when you go there, the party progresses through, and the heroes you have with you are naturally a little freaked out to see statues of their respective Odios in that one chamber. But they press on to the peak, where a voice calls to them. A shadowy figure appears and introduces itself as their host, the Lord of Dark, the Archon Odio. Odio says they've become beloved heroes, but the small folk below them are like craven and selfish and petty and all that. Are charges such as these worthy of grace? Odio goes on to belittle the heroes' motivations for their great deeds. For example, Akira's petty vengeance, the Earth and Heart Master's meaningless legacy, or Pogo's horniness. Odio says our heroes fought hard and earned their promised prize, not for noble cause, but selfish want. Odio compares our heroes to the former citizens of this kingdom whom he so despises. Odio says our heroes will live no more, and takes the form of one of the coolest JRPG bosses I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's if the humans in Metaphor ReFantazio were even cooler. It's got everything. Giant eyes crying blood, angelic wings in weird places, an overly detailed human mouth, that thing where you've got to take out a bunch of constituent parts before attacking the main core of the boss.
It also it immediately reminded me. We've talked before about how clearly Toby Fox was a big fan of this game.
Yes,
and it
I
reminds
know
me
what you're gonna
so
say.
much of the final boss to the neutral route in Undertale. Specifically, in the weird, uncanny face and
Yes.
eyes and mouth. Like it feels very evocative of that.
Yeah, I thought of that, and I was like, I wonder if that's a bit of a stretch, but someone else thought of it, thought of the same thing too, so I guess it's not too much of a stretch.
I would definitely not say it is too much of a stretch.
So after the really cool fight, the form of Odio dissipates and Orsted falls to the ground. Now we have the choice to fight Orsted or leave. If we fight, it's an easy win. Orsted calls for Alethea before collapsing. A red mist rises from him. Credits roll. Ominous text appears saying, "The cycle continues." That can't be the real ending. Let's reload our save and spare Orsted. So you don't like have a dialogue box that's like save spare. He's like, and now the coup de grace. It's
You
like,
go, of
yes
course
or no.
not.
And you say, nah, and you just walk away. So you walk all the way back to the statue chamber. And when you get there, the three other heroes show up and greet you. But then Orsted appears. He cries that even if he falters here, his boundless hate shall transcend time. Hark, he says, look you now on hatred's multitude, on Odio and his many faces.
And he gives incredible descriptions of each one, and I fucking love it.
Yes, he introduces each of Odio's incarnations, and it's really great. And when he introduces one, the statue's eyes glow, and the hero is warped in front of them.
All of his dialogue is so good.
Yes, he says, "My hate is yours, and yours is mine, to share a history so long as men yet live. Now sing our name, embrace us, Odio!" And now it's time for that Mega Man boss rush we sort of expected last episode.
Yep.
Each hero has a 1v1 rematch with his Odio. If you trained up all your dudes, this isn't too hard. Even though they don't have their old party members with them, they can still take care of it at this point.
Literally, the one with the horse, Sundown Kid, his versus the evil horse one. It was one round for me. I used the Hurricane, which can do like 999 damage if it hits enough, and it one-shot that Odio.
Funny enough, I did not train up Sundown too much, so it took me 2 shots to kill Odio. Unfortunately, the first time I fought him, I didn't get out of the way of that one attack he does in time, and he one-shot me. And that's the second to last fight you do in the sequence, so it took me a while to get back there.
Ugh.
So, yeah, Sundown is a little fragile. He's a glass cannon a little bit.
But he can do more damage than anyone else in the party.
Oh, yeah. Once all these incarnations of Odio are defeated, the true Odio yells, "Why?" a whole bunch. Why can we not prevail? What have you that we lack? What secret strength? He falls to his knees. and the mountain trembles. Akira says Odio is calling all the darkness and hatred in this world to him. The other characters who can speak also say stuff, but that's the only one that's, like, explaining what's going on. So that's the only one I mention. Anyway, the 4-hero party we took into this dungeon now faces a giant demon with Orsted lodged in its chest. Our heroes fight valiantly, but when Odio's health drops low enough, he uses an attack called Absolute Condemnation, which knocks them all down and binds them, so they can't fight anymore. The 3 remaining heroes enter the battle. They continue the fight against Odio, but the 3 heroes still aren't powerful enough on their own. But then the bound heroes break 3. All 7 heroes take formation and get a full ATB bar each. They're all in the fight, and I yell, "Oh hell yes," alone in my empty room.
I literally
Absolutely.
did the same thing. It's the coolest moment I've ever seen.
A little unfortunately, this section of the fight isn't really a real boss fight. It's just this game's JRPG fake final boss, since you just use your full ATB bars to wail on him one by one. But it's still really cool.
I see. I prefer it that way. I'm glad that, like, truly at this point, the numbers and the damage and whatever, the strategy isn't the point. The point is, all of your characters are here. Do your coolest attack. It'll go instantly, and that's how you win. And
yeah,
it's like,
that's fair.
it feels good.
So
It definitely feels good.
the order that they do them in is it ends with whoever your main character is. And so
Yes.
since my main character was Cube doesn't have a special move. He finds a bunch of equipment in this final chapter that give him new moves. The best one of which is a rocket launcher that shoots goldfish.
Yep.
So my final finish the game fight was shooting Odio in the face with the goldfish.
Well,
Not
technically no,
but yeah.
Because as everyone's attacking, Orsted and Odio's voices sort of argue, and eventually Odio uses Absolute Condemnation again, binding all 7 heroes. But then Orsted breaks free of Odio's influence and falls from its chest. Orsted stands and draws his blade. He lands one final blow on Odio, who fades away. And if you don't choose Heavenly Strike for this, what are you even doing?
Seriously.
The one of the videos I watched to take notes did not choose Heavenly Strike, and I was like, what the fuck? They just used some, like, random, not impressive attack.
Losers.
Orsted remembers his true self and faces the heroes. He bemoans the wickedness he's wrought and falls to his knees. The hero we chose at the beginning of the chapter speaks. I chose Akira, who grabs Orsted by his collar and is like, "Listen here, motherfucker, you blamed everyone else for your own goddamn decisions, and yeah, people can suck, but if you focus only on the bad, then you've already made up your mind, and it's all just a fucking excuse."
That's incredible. I love that.
It's so good.
Lay's is really great because
I saw that one too. It's great.
Yeah, because what she does is she's like, hey, I get it, dude. I also used to be jealous of everybody. I also used to just mire myself in that hatred of other people. But it turns out I was wrong. You can do better. And even if you fucked up and hurt other people, you can work to make amends and be a better person. And you can still do that now. I know because I have. And I'm like, oh my God, I love her so much.
Yeah, one of the things she says is we don't always get what we want. Sometimes what we wanted was never ours to take. And I'm like, yeah, Orsted, you fucking hear that?
Yeah, and that was so good because it's like the core part of his thing. He just saw himself like, he saw a woman's, agency as his, like a thing he could take that he was entitled to. So good. And having a woman tell him to fuck off was good.
So Cube makes cube noises, doesn't get a speech, but I still really liked the understatedness of it. So everything like resolves, and Orsted looks over at Cube and is like, you don't have a heart, you don't have a soul. How did you understand compassion and forgiveness? And Cube just goes, "Woo." And so and he's like, oh, maybe it was the fact that maybe it was its absence of why you knew it was so important or something. They managed to make it still a really good like moment with a non-vocalized character, and it was awesome. I want to see what Pogo's is like.
Yeah, so I was specifically wondering because I thought
Pogo don't talk.
I thought Akira's scene is so good. Is that just what happens all the time? But that seems weird. So I looked it up and saw everyone has their own scene. But then I was like, well, what the fuck happens when Pogo or Cube are chosen? So I found a compilation of all the
Link
scenes.
it? I need to watch it.
Yes, I'll get the link and send it to y'all later. But I did watch it, and Pogo's is so good.
Oh?
I didn't watch all of
Pogo?
them because I don't want to discuss all of them because that would take forever because there's like what 9.
Mm-hmm.
But if you chose Pogo, he just steps forward and hugs Orsted tenderly with an amazing bespoke animation, and Orsted is moved by Pogo's compassion, and it's just really sweet and good. And I was really surprised.
I fucking love this game.
That's so good.
Anyway, Orsted is moved by the hero's heroic speech, whether it had words or not,
Mm-hmm.
and admits that he was a petty, vindictive bitch baby. He says his magic wanes, and our heroes will be sent back home soon. He tells them to preserve his memory, and that in every heart a seed of dark abides. With hate, sweet hate, she springs eternal, all tempting draught. We'll drink of her again. Orsted vanishes, and one by one our heroes are warped to their homes. The gray mist which shrouded Lucrece dissipates, and color returns to the land. We see scenes of our heroes' lives back home. Beru has had a baby, and also everyone in Gory's harem has had babies, so damn, Gory.
That scene was surprisingly hilarious for me because Pogo is like freaking out about like having to be a dad or whatever. Gory walks in and does his like, "Ha, you're just a loser" face, and Pogo's like, "What the heck?" And then in walks his like 5 wives, and they all have a bunch of babies. And Gory does it again, like, "Oh, you think having one baby is bad? I have like 12."
So now we see Kato in like some sort of lab, and Cube walks up to him, and Kato has a great animation of hugging Cube, and I want to cry.
Good. It's so good.
We see Sundown riding through the desert, pursued by Mad Dog and his racist horse. We see Masaru
Boyfriends are back together.
Yes! We see Masaru close the blinds of his Spartan apartment and set out on a new journey. We see Akira and his friends gathered in Doc Tobei's basement, where he tries to teleport our robot turtle buddy, but the teleporter explodes. And of course, Watanabe gets owned in the explosion. He doesn't die, but he does get caught in the explosion because he's Watanabe. We see Oboromaru just sort of running through a field.
Yeah, that one was a little disappointing.
Yeah, I guess they didn't have much to work with there. They could have like shown him with what's his name? Ryoma?
Yeah.
The real person. They could have shown him with him. And we see the Earth and Heart Master training a class of youngsters, and I again want to cry.
Mm-hmm.
Credits roll. There's great visuals of our heroes running together, backed by sunset. Interspersed with fight scenes and beautiful cinematic shots of our heroes doing things individually. The music is great. I love this game. I love this game so much. We see our heroes standing on a cliff overlooking Lucrece, the same cliff from the title screen. This game is so good, and I love it. The end.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, let's talk about Min Moms so that we can talk about everything about this game.
Yes.
Okay, so what was your like 4-person main party by the end? I'm really curious. We talked about who our main person was, but who was like your crew?
Let's see. I had Akira because I chose him first. I couldn't switch him out. I had Cube because Cube can do an area of effect heal and also has some good moves from the equipment that we got in Akira's chapter. Although I wonder if this is a change from the Super Nintendo version, because multiple sources online were like, "Oh yeah, be sure to save your robotic enhancements so you can use them on Cube." They don't carry over. You can't level up Cube in the finale.
I noticed that. I was so disappointed.
But Cube is still good. He has very low HP, but he's still good.
I had some when
I think you can.
Akira, and then I used them to level them up in the finale, and I got a bunch more from fighting the robot spiders, and I leveled them up.
I never found any, and they weren't in my inventory.
I found like 1.
And then I found people online saying, "Oh yeah, they don't transfer over."
I had them, and I hadn't fought a Akira was the second person I found, and so I hadn't fought any of the robots to get them, and it was right when I got all of his other inventory space.
Well, I don't fucking know, because I definitely did not have them.
Okay, so Akira Cube. Who else?
Akira Cube, Pogo, and who was my fourth? I sort of swapped out the fourth a lot. I had Hong for a good portion of it, but I don't remember who I had at the end.
That is so fascinating. You basically, especially because you were shifting out the last one, if you just count the 3 that you were consistent, my team and your team have no overlap.
Nice.
Because I had Lei was my main, and then my other 3 were Sundown Kid, ninja guy whose name I never remember.
Oboromaru. It's a hard name to remember. It's got a lot of syllables that all sound the same.
But that's not it. That's my fucking teenage weebness coming back. So those 3, and then who's my fourth? My fourth was present day martial artist guy. That was my team of 4. Yeah, it was all the people from the middle times, not from the extreme ends of the timeline.
I had Cube, obviously. I had Masaru as my main damage dealer. For about half of it, I was using Akira, but I didn't like his type effectiveness overlap with the random battles. So, like, I wasn't able to do a quick clear. All of his big AoEs have to charge for a long time. So I had swapped him out at the end, and I had Oboromaru for those were Cube, Masaru, and Oboromaru were my big ones. And then the last one was, who did I bring with me? It wasn't Sundown. It wasn't Pogo. It was Ewan. Ewan was my last one. Earth and Heartmaster. He was my last guy.
Neat. Yeah, it was funny because I didn't have Akira or Cube. My party didn't have any healing. The 2 martial artists have self heals. At least Lei. I don't know about the other 2, but she eventually gets a self heal down the line. But I had to use a lot of those heal the whole stage kind of items in some of the boss battles near the end because I didn't have another way to heal my dudes.
You do get a lot of healing items in this chapter, so it's not terrible, but it is still nice.
The only respawning healing items are only single target, though, so it's still you could get screwed there at the end if they take out your healer.
Yes. So speaking of Hong, because I just mentioned him, turns out in the original Japanese and the Aeon Genesis translation, his name is Samo, which you might be aware there's a very famous martial arts movie actor named Sammo Hung who is famously heavy set. So I'm like, man, this game really does not care about being obvious with its influences and references.
It kind of revels in it, to be honest.
Yes.
What? So I have a hard time saying what was my favorite dungeon of the finale dungeons, but I can say what my least favorite one was, which is my ninja boy. I love you. I hate your keys. I hate it so much.
Sucked.
That sucked.
When you get to a door and you just have to wait until you hit the right enemy to get a key from it.
There's that, and then I reached a point where I had 3 of the keys that are the key items, and I couldn't find the last one, and I was having to go back to this whole dungeon. And this is a horrible dungeon to search through for a specific item. It sucks.
I had to do the hug the left wall and go through every single door thing to eventually find the fucking ruby key.
That was the same one I was looking for, yeah.
I did really like the Earth and Heartmaster dungeon, because its gimmick is that you keep encountering these boulders that you need to destroy to get past, and the Earth and Heartmaster that you chose will think, I know a technique that would work on this, and there will be a little sort of thought thing that says some philosophical thing about what sort of technique would work on this, and then you go through their list of techniques and try to find one that matches it. And it's there's not really any challenge or stakes to it, but it's fun. I like it.
No, it's a really cool. It thematically ties into the character really well. I had the experience with that where because that one is at the mountain you start at, and I started with Lei. I went in there without anybody else and no leveling. And I did it. I did manage to do it, and then immediately found out like, oh yeah, you should probably get a full crew before you do any of these dungeons. Whoops. And it was actually hard because there were several boulders I would go up to, and the game was just like, you don't have the move for this yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned starting on the mountain, because you don't start at the mountain. You start it wherever your character spawns.
Oh,
So
interesting.
Ewan was on the mountain for me. I had to climb up there, and that's where I went and got him. And so I also had isn't it cool how you start at blank in my min moms, and turns out that's not what happens. But because Cube starts at the corner of the parapet where Alethea was kidnapped, where if Orsted goes back there during his chapter, he has a bespoke scene of looking out and like missing her or whatever. And so I was like, oh my god, the part where that like ripped through space-time and that's what brought you here is the part where everything went wrong for Orsted. That's so cool. That's so awesome. No, that's just where Cube spawns.
Well, it's wild because that's where Cube is, but normally when he's not the one you're playing as, you find him inactive. And at the mountain, one of the first things I found is you find a key item, which is like his his hard drive.
It's a battery, I think.
Oh, it's a battery? Okay. It's a key component of Cube's. And so when you find him up on the parapet, you have to give it to him to like restart him so he's working again. And that's just really like a neat, fun thing.
Yeah. Ewan, since you didn't get them, Trish, they're just like, oh, hey, do you know anything that's going on? I have no idea what's going on. Should we team up? And you do. It's one of the few that doesn't have a quest involved.
Do you want to know what's funny?
What?
Please tell me.
This is based on my own experience and what I saw in a guide. If you have to recruit Lei, which Trish, you didn't because you chose Lei, but if you have to recruit Lei, you have to fight her in order to prove that you're cool, I guess, because, you know, that's how she is.
Just like Akira and the ninja.
Yeah. But if it's Hong, you find him, he's like face down on the ground. And you're like, hey, and he's like, I'm so hungry. Do you have some food? And I'm like, okay, here's some food. And he's like, I'm still hungry, actually. Here's some food. I'm still hungry. Here's some food. Man, I'm still hungry. Here's some food. Okay, but I'm still hungry, though. Here's some food. Man, I'm still hungry. Here's some food. I'm so hungry. Here's some food. I'm almost 2/3 full. Here's some food. Here's some food. Here's some food. Then he's good. And I was counting those.
My God. I don't think I like that.
I like that it is a funny prank on the player.
Yes.
Yes. Also,
because you're like, am I doing the right thing? Do I need to do something else in order to get him to join me? But no, you just have to give him that much food. He's very hungry.
He's a hungry boy. I was gonna say I had seen a thing that was it's interesting, like who your main character is determines how some of the character recruits go. Because I was looking, and apparently normally, if Lei is not your main character, it is possible to get Akira without fighting him. I was seeing, but not if you're Lei, because those two fucking just want to fight on sight. They don't like each other.
Makes sense.
That's funny.
I wouldn't know because I chose Akira, so I don't know anything about recruiting him.
He's asleep in the village on a bench, as he's wants to do. So you go to talk to him, and he. I don't think I had to fight him. I think
he likes robot. When there's like a dialogue option.
Yeah, I don't remember if I fought him or not, but yeah, he's laying down, and it's very, very good.
But the way you recruit Sundown is funny. Yeah, because him being a stoic cowboy, you find him just like standing, like looking out over a cliff or something, and he just sort of grunts and wordlessly walks away. And you have to do that like 5 or 6 more times. Just find him standing somewhere, and he just walks away. And then eventually, you're leaving the castle, and you hear if I remember correctly how the scene goes, you hear like a gun make a gun moving in a movie sound, even though when you move a gun, it doesn't make a sound, because that would mean there's something broken inside of it.
Yeah.
You hear one of those sounds, and he's like, why you been following me? And it's great. I can't do it, obviously. You heard my attempt just now, but I love Sundown's voice acting.
It's
so good every time. This whole bit is just so good.
What I love is that this game has been a whole game of pastiches. We've had 8 pastiches so
Mhm.
far, and they've all been great, and I love it. But then, like, at the very end, which I guess this probably sort of started at the end of the Middle Ages, but now at the very end, we get it not really doing a pastiche. It's sort of now doing its own thing, and it feels really cool that now it's doing its own thing, and not that the pastiches are bad or anything, but the contrast there. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I love it.
Speaking of contrasts, I got all 5 endings today this week. Did you
Oh
guys get
yeah,
all
we have
5
to talk
endings?
about the bad end or the
I
Orsted
didn't.
ending.
I only did the good ending, and I didn't do any of the others because I didn't want to.
Oh,
So
you'll
please
probably
tell
be
me.
mad when you hear about the Orsted ending because it's cool and you didn't do it.
Yeah.
No,
So
I think I've already
It's
heard about it. But go
short,
ahead.
but it is cool.
So we mentioned the number 2 bad ending is if you kill Orsted, it just says the cycle continues. That's it. The worst ending is if you get halfway through the first final boss, where so the angel opens up and you have to fight the naked version of Odio. If you lose to that, he does a move called Armageddon that blows up the entire universe.
Oh my god!
It shows it blow up just Earth, but it also blows up Cube in space. So that's not on Earth. So it blows up everything, and and you don't get any scenes under the credits. It is a black screen and the credits roll, and that's really cool.
I didn't get that one.
And then there's one more that's related in the Orsted one, but we need to tell Trish what happens in the Orsted one first.
You do. Story time.
So which of us is going to explain what happens in Orsted ending?
So you know how you really liked the Shakespearean way that Odio was introducing all of the versions of himself? That a lot. So you wake up as Orsted, but like palette swapped to be all evil and Odio like, and you walk down into that thing and you monologue Shakespeareanly about how you're the best and everyone else sucks, and in fact you're going to reach out to all the versions of you across time and space and kill some people just for fun because that's what you do. And so you go to each of the statues and you activate them, and then you play the boss battles as the boss.
You play as the giant half the screen boss.
Holy shit!
It's so good.
It's so good.
I don't want to go into hyperbole. I think this might be one of the greatest video games ever made.
And
yeah.
And what's even cooler is I completed the final chapter as Cube. I had the clear, so I went over and I did Orsted. But this takes place in an alternate chunk of the game's memory than the one where I had leveled everybody up and made everybody awesome. So I was destroying all the heroes because they were still level fucking 4 because they were only able to play their game for an hour. And so it felt like so cool and powerful to be like, oh, these guys that just like kicked my ass in the other one, I'm going to use that fucking Gatling gun that I hate so goddamn much. I'm going to use it. I'm just going to kill Sundown in one fucking hit. It's going to do 99999 damage to this motherfucker. It's so awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, before you do this, Odio does talk about like his motivation and stuff, but one, I kind of don't remember. Two, the Middle Ages writing is so flowery that sometimes I'm not 100% on
Yeah.
it.
That is so fascinating because it's my favorite dialogue in the entire game.
Oh, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying sometimes I have a little trouble following it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the bad ending of the so the actual ending of that one. So you fight everybody, and then when you do it, Orsed's like, good, I have succeeded in my mission. I have made hate the best thing. So then he walks around the world that he created for himself, aka the one with no other humans in it. And it is just sad boy times for the entire credits of him just walking around at the Lucrece in which he killed everybody. It's so cool.
Yeah, the whole thing takes like, less than half an hour.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to actually write notes on it because it's very simple, but it's so cool. It's really good.
Okay, I have to. This is where I have to. I've been holding this in my pocket. I went back to rewatch on YouTube the Orsted scene from the end of last one where he
Uh-huh.
does his big villain monologue. Because it's a really good villain monologue and I wanted to hear it again.
Uh-huh.
And then I made a horrible mistake. I looked in the comments.
That is a
Apparently, lot
horrible
of
mistake.
people don't understand what that part is about and think Orsted is like totally justified in doing everything he did.
Oh my god.
Literally describing it as the princess and his best friend cucking him, and that the someone else saying something about the princess only being Stockholm syndromed, and I hate it. Fuck those commenters in particular. Bad.
I think what's confusing them is that Strabo is also a bad person, and maybe
Yes, he
Alethea is
is.
also. Alethea may not be a great person either, but that doesn't change the fact that Orsted is bad person.
Yeah, it's just.
So the bad ending for Orsted
Please tell me.
puts the defeat ending of the main chapter in a really cool light. So if in the regular chapter you have to lose against the second half, so that's you're kicking Odio's butt, and then he's in the second half of his health bar, and then he's like, okay, fuck this, then I'm going to kick your ass and blow up the whole universe. So while you're playing as Odio, if you let one of the if you let them kill you, you get a game over. But if you let them get you into the red and you go to run from the battle, instead of run, it says use Armageddon, and you use the move that blows up the universe. So it puts
what a
the other
sore
one.
loser.
It puts the other one in such a light where it's not like, oh, we died and we lost, so he blew up the universe. It's no, we were kicking his ass that made him mad, so he blew up the universe, and that's why we lost. It's so good. Orsted's a bitch baby.
He's such a bitch baby, canonically.
Oh man. So yeah, this game is good. My review I put on Backlogged is Live Alive was so ahead of its time that a remake that came out 28 years later is still ahead of its time.
Yes. Easily. So much smaller min moms from this chapter. I don't think I ever ran into them in the chapter from which they were pulled, but did you guys fight any pawnberts this chapter?
I don't know.
I know I've heard that weird word before, but no, I can't remember what that is.
They're these guys. They're the best. I don't want to hurt them. I want them to be my friends.
Oh yes, those are from the Captain Square game.
That's right. That's right. They're from the Captain Square game. That's where I'd seen them.
Them and a couple other enemies are specifically from the Captain Square game, which means I didn't see them before.
I saw those in the in the Dominion of Hate, and I was like, I recognize those, but where the fuck would I have seen them before? But of course, I saw them in the Captain Square game because I did play that a little bit.
The other not important thing I have is technically a mid-mom for 2 weeks ago when we did the Oculus chapter, but I didn't notice it then. But this remake is way too good with its sprite animations, and when Akira is about to go and do the final fight, he psychs himself up and he twiddles his fingers around the steering wheel to grab it tighter.
Yes, he does!
And they do that in pixel art, where he has 4 pixels for his hands, and he splays his fingers, and it works. And I'm like, how did they do this?
Yeah,
it's incredible.
This game's graphics are real good. I mean, the original's graphics are extremely good in a sort of a different way. They sort of look like what if Final Fantasy IV was different. But this game is it's absolutely wild.
Oh, it's so good. This game is highlight of my year so far. It's so good.
Agreed.
This might be highlight of my tenure on the podcast.
I'm gonna say, for me, this is up there with, and maybe a little bit above, Skies of Arcadia. Is like games this podcast got me to play that is gonna change my life. I swear to God, this is gonna be enmeshed in my soul for the rest of my life whenever I think about art or create art myself. Live Alive's just going to be in the back of my head.
Yeah. So I have been working on my own JRPG. I like to say since 5th grade, because that's when I first came up with the idea, but basically only kind of ever, but it's always been something I've been putting around for. And Live Alive made me install Godot again. So it's like, yeah,
Nice.
I gotta work on this. This is too cool. You can do too many cool things with video games. And maybe it's okay, the fact that I'm just making Legend of Dragoon and Final Fantasy VIII and Wild Arms 2. If Live Alive can just make Alien and just make 2001, like it's fine. I can just do that again and it'll be good. And yeah, nothing else I've played this year has made me want to start game design again.
There was earlier today I was talking to a partner and I realized we had a major mishmash in ideas about art in a weird way I hadn't expected, where she described something as being kind of average because, quote, the plot was bad because it was so tropey and just had seen all these sort of things before. And I just made me think of like, yeah, but then I look at like Live Alive. Like, literally, as we're talking about it, step by step, every chapter of this game is shit we have seen before. It's Alien. It's any Western. It's a bunch of different kung fu movies. Like, it is 100% doing those stories again, but it is doing them with its own panache and doing them in a way that feels beautiful because the execution is so incredible. And I think maybe we should not... Tropes are not bad.
Mm-mm.
We are all, since the first proto-human told the first story around a campfire or painted the first thing on a wall, we have been in a conversation with our ancestors and our contemporaries about what is art and what art means. And it's never going to stop. And you are never going to make a piece of art that is not in some way influenced by something that you have already experienced in your life. You're not going to. It's going to happen, and that's okay. It's good. Because what matters is taking it and making it yours and making it beautiful. And if you can make it beautiful, it doesn't fucking matter if people have seen it a million times. That's what I think.
And like often, even if you make something that no one's seen before, you usually are doing it for the like negative space of a thing of like, oh, I want a movie that is because that I'm not seeing anymore, and so I'm not necessarily drawing inspiration from what's come before me, but it's in conversation with it because you're doing the opposite or whatever. So if there were only ever rom-coms and you're like, I want a horror movie, your horror movie in a world of only rom-coms is going to do things opposite of rom-coms just because everything else was rom-coms, for example. And
in a world of rom-coms, one man makes a horror movie.
Like, yeah, exactly. And I also feel like there's being too afraid of being so... If you're afraid of being unoriginal, if you're afraid of being influenced by things, sometimes that can lead you in a path that isn't great. Speaking especially as someone who really likes fantasy, I've seen way too many people want to do a fantasy thing that has never been done before and are so interested in not being other things that they can end up making something that feels extremely difficult to grapple onto. Because it turns out a lot of those things that are there normally are there because they help us find our footing. And if you want to do something truly original and groundbreaking and nothing that's ever been done before, you might run the risk of creating something that is for nobody. And like, if that's what you want to do, that's okay. But you need to understand, if you make something that's impenetrable, no one's going to get inside of it.
Yeah. God, I love Live Alive.
Me too.
I'm thinking Live Alive might be the best game I've played this year, and that is saying something because I've played some bangers this year.
I can't even... I want to say it's the best game I played this year. Unfortunately, I played Of the Devil this year, and I think... I cannot say for sure how I would shake them out in quote-unquote better terms, but like, Of the Devil speaks to the core of who I am a lot stronger. But they're both fucking incredible works of art.
Yeah, so in May alone, I played Lufia 2, Blueprints, Of the Devil Chapter 0, Death Stranding, and Ghost of Tsushima, and still I think Live Alive is probably my favorite game this year. Which, Of the Devil is probably the closest second. Of the Devil or Death Stranding, I'm not sure. But Live Alive is so good!
It's so good.
Do we have anything else to say?
I'm trying to think, and
Have
I'm
we said
sure
enough?
once
How
we're
long
done,
is this episode going?
we're a little over an hour, so I think we're fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I went there and I saw 32M, and I was like, "We've been recording for 32 minutes. What?" But that's the voice server latency, 32ms. I don't know how to read these things.
I mean, but
Speaking of things that are very avant-garde and new and not a thing we've seen a million times before, is the next game we're playing.
yeah, except the next game we're playing is just Legend of Dragoon, made by Frenchmen, and they wanted to do a cool PS1 RPG again. So it's like their influences are on their sleeve and also on their bios on their website, and it's all Legend of Dragoon,
wonderful.
Final Fantasy VIII, weirdo shit. So you love to see it. But
when you go to, what are they called? Sandfall Interactive?
I think that sounds right.
Yeah, Sandfall Interactive, that's their thing.
When you go to their website, on the team page, they all list their favorite games, and most of them, not necessarily great taste, but interesting taste. And I think that might be better for an artist to have.
Agreed. 100%.
Because they'll like list one Final Fantasy game and it's Final Fantasy VIII, and I'm like, that's a weird choice, but that's cool. That's interesting.
And the reason why it's probably going to be a great game is the lead game designer has the most normal, everyone agrees they're good games on his list. He has Dota 2, Elden Ring, Smash Brothers, Hades, and Pokemon. So it's like, yeah, he takes all of these weirdos who are inspired by Final Fantasy VIII and says, we're not putting junctioning in this fucking game. We're not going to do it. Make this game good, actually. And so I'm excited to see what we have in store there. I know literally nothing about it.
Yeah, that's the lead game designer. The creative director does call out Final Fantasy VIII, though, and calls out a Souls game. The one he calls out is Demon's Souls.
Oh
so
my
I'm
God.
like, hell yeah, brother. Persona 3 he also lists, so that's good.
Yeah.
Oh man, one of the game designers lists a Metal Gear game, Metal Gear Solid 5. Hell yes.
Oh,
and then there are some people who's like, I do finance. My favorite, I'm not looking at a specific one, but there are some people who are like, I do finance. My favorite game is Minecraft. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. That's fine.
Yeah. But
you can be a you can be a normie if you're doing something like finance. That's totally fine.
The senior gameplay programmer, his favorite game listed first is Tales of Symphonia. We should finish Blue Sphere so we can actually play that game. If this doesn't give you more hope, despite me and Maddie saying that Tales of Symphonia is good, maybe Game of the Year, more than likely winner, Sandfall Interactive also says Tales of Symphonia is good.
Anyway,
if you guys get to Tales of Symphonia on the other thing, I'd happily join you on that.
Okay,
that'd be awesome.
We're like one episode away from doing it, so.
Oh, okay. I'll replay that game.
Hell yeah! But
let's remember to talk about logistics of that after recording.
Yes. So if you want to hear Trish join us for a bonus season of Tales of Symphonia, you can head on over to www.rpgbook.club, where any and all donations will help us offset the cost of running the show, such as purchasing expensive brand new video games. If you decide to donate $1 more a month, you become one of our gadabouts, and you get access to our bonus feed filled with after shows for every episode, as well as bonus seasons of the show where we cover the Tales games, the Star Ocean games, and then I have my JRPG canon project where I first touched Live Alive and was like, we have to play this on the fucking podcast.
And we have done Book Club no Kiseki episodes.
Yes.
We might in the future do another couple.
Yes, do some couple. Pay attention to that space in the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. We'll probably have a couple episodes up. If you want to increase your monthly donation to $5 or more, you can become one of our warriors, and I read your name at the end of every episode, a little like this. Shouts to Dragonslayer19, Freddie Rodriguez, AARon524, and JFro Prime. And then if you really love us and you want to update your donations to $20 or more a month, you get to be one of our luminaries who get a small shout out or advert read at the end of each episode, a little like this. Shout outs to El Tantavi, who wants you to check out aftermath.site, a worker-owned reader-supported news site covering video games, the internet, and the cultures that surround them. Shout outs to Kale Dranas, who says to check out Podcasters Assemble, a documentary-style, crowdsourced movie hype and rewatch podcast. Every season, podcasters from around the world are assembled to review, reminisce, and riff on a popular franchise. Shout outs to Vimk, who says, "You wrong this house. You misuse its goods. You steal its stock." Crux loved verbs. And then shout outs to It's Clair Time, who says, "For you TTRPG nerds, check out Fabula Ultima. I'm not affiliated with the game. I just think it's neat." For RPG Book Club, I've been Sam.
I'm Bernard. I've not read the book this bit is from. Is that the character repeating themselves from
Yes.
something they said before? Okay. I thought I was going insane.
No.
And I'm Trish.
Toodaloo,
Bye, everybody.
folks.